Big game at the Air Canada Centre and on Leafs TV tonight as this Justin is playing back-to-back starts while the rookie Steve Mason makes back-to-back starts in back-to-back nights while Boyd Devereaux breaks into the National Hockey League for the first time this season. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Gate 1 at the Air Canada Centre. This is Molson Canadian Leaf Nation pregame show presented by Tim Hortons. I'm Jody Vance, as always joined by my esteemed group of guys who will talk us through to tonight's game right here on Leafs TV as mentioned. Joe Bowen, of course, our play-by-play man on the network this evening.
I'm esteemed.
You are very esteemed, Joe Bowen. Mark Morrow, who's slightly esteemed.
You can use a little steam. Maybe I got a wrinkle there. We're going to steam it out.
Okay, hockey analyst and our senior reporter down there on the end, Paul Henrik. Obviously, a lot to cover off as we count down to our game right here on Leafs TV. Of course, we're in high definition as well on Channel 500 for Rogers customers, so you want to make note of that. Got to talk about the headlines tonight. The big stories headed in. They're brought to you by Ford, powered by you. Paul?
Thank you, Jody. Goaltending heads the headlines here tonight. Headline number 1, how will Justin Pogge fare in back-to-back starts here at the ACC? Headline number 2, can the Leafs solve the pride of Oakville, Ontario rookie Steve Mason? Headline number 3, solving errors in their own zone. We're referring about the Maple Leafs defensively. And Joe, not a bad start as far as Justin Pogge was concerned on Tuesday night. Can we cite a case of the jitters as far as that first period was concerned?
Well, I don't know if it's jitters, Paul, or not, but the one thing that has to happen is he's got to try to get his confidence going. And I think playing in back-to-back games is certainly going to help in that department. Maybe one soft goal, the goal that was along the post, and he got over there and looked like he had enough equipment jammed up against the post, but didn't get to it. But I thought he settled down, played very well in the second period. What I was a little disappointed in, I was a lot disappointed in, was the crowd.
Right.
My goodness, do we eat our young around here or not? Here's this kid trying to make an impression, attempting to get into the lineup, attempting to gain some confidence. One bad goal, and we got everybody in the upper deck booing the poor kid. I mean, give him a break for crying out loud. Wait till he at least gets another goal, and then we'll get on him. That was a little harsh.
You know what, though? You got to give Justin credit for going through that.
Absolutely.
Assuming he heard it, because that seemed to be the turning point of the game for him. When that little cheer went up when he made that save, he made a tremendous amount of saves after that. He really played with a lot of poise and confidence, kind of a I'll show you attitude, and that's what he can do. And like you said, it's just a matter of getting that confidence so he does it for a full 60 minutes on a consistent basis.
Well, he enters tonight's game with a record of 1-3, won that opener back in Atlanta in late December, and now comes into this game off 3 consecutive losses and is looking for a much better result here tonight, and obviously feels grateful that he gets a chance to make it a back-to-back start at the Air Canada Centre.
Feels pretty good. I mean, getting a chance to just jump right back in there and try and redeem myself from the first period.
We always seem to ask goalies who are facing a Western Conference team, what do you do when you don't face a team that much? But it seems like all these teams are new to you.
Yeah, every team's pretty much new to me, so you just kind of take it as they come and be ready for anything.
Justin, you're pretty hard on yourself after the game on Tuesday. How much of redemption are you looking for, especially in front of a home crowd?
I think I could put a better effort and start off better, but I think the last 2 periods of my game were really good, and that's something to build off of, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
Justin, some feisty games against the Syracuse Crunch, who are Columbus's AHL affiliate. So do you feel you can translate maybe some of that into tonight's game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if they play anything like the Crunch do, then it's going to be a rough game out there, and a lot of hitting and a fast forecheck. So I'll be looking for that.
So a tough first period, Joe and Mark, but a great second period. Joe, 13 saves and really set the tone for what will be a start again here tonight.
Yeah, and this is a situation where he'll get a couple of more starts throughout the course of the remainder of the regular season and then get the opportunity to go after one of the 2 jobs that'll be up for grabs come training camp next September. But, it's a difficult situation for this young man. Maybe tonight, I guess, he and Mason should just go out and exchange gold medals because they've come with the same pedigree, and yet Mason this year is certainly getting rave reviews. He's played with a great deal of confidence, and Justin Pogge is still searching for his game. And as Ron Wilson said, he hasn't earned anything yet, but we're just trying to see where he is in his development.
Well, we will get a chance to see 2 of the outstanding rookies in the National Hockey League, former teammates at the World Junior level, Toronto's Luke Schenn, and as Joe has alluded to, Steve Mason. Is this the winner, Mark, of the Doogie Howser Lookalike Award? Because he is so young, but he is so veteran-like in terms of what he's done.
I thought he was runner-up to you, to be quite honest with you.
The older version.
You know what? You talk about Justin Pogge having to deal with a lot, deal with the fans, deal with the media here. Steve Mason just seems to be the opposite of that. He doesn't have to deal with a whole lot, and consequently, it seems like he is completely unflappable. It seems like nothing rattles him in the game, and if he experiences a little bit of
adversity.
Lost words, but there you go. Thank you. We lost the words there. There's the Doogie Howser threw me. That was the problem. He just bounces right back, and it does not rattle him at all. And he plays a very solid game. He's a big goaltender, and he's getting the job done. He's made this Columbus team a playoff contender when they should not be.
I don't think anybody can wrestle the Rookie of the Year away from this kid. I mean, not at this particular point. The Columbus Blue Jackets are looking to get into the postseason, desperate as a franchise to get into the postseason. They will be buyers at the trade deadline to get into the postseason, and this kid is the reason where they are right now.
Well, you say Rookie of the Year. Morrow says if he gets Rookie of the Year, he gets the MVP award, and you might be right about that. He grew up in nearby Oakville, up in Glen Abbey, played in the Oakville Ranger minor hockey system, and tonight might feel like a home game for him because half of Oakville will be here tonight at the Air Canada Centre.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact count is, but I have a lot of family members and friends and whatnot, so I'm looking forward to it.
How are you feeling coming back from, I guess you were sick for a while there, but coming back and getting your timing right?
Yeah, I feel great right now. I got a lot of time off. The team was really good with it, and made sure that I was 100% once I did come back.
Coming into the season, did they give you any indication that they would try you out, bring you up with a big club, and then all of a sudden, here you are, it seems a little bit more permanently for the year?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was going on at the start of the year. Obviously, my training camp was kind of ruined with my knee surgery, so, once I had my knee fixed up and went back to Syracuse, my goal was to get back here, but they definitely didn't give me a timetable, so it was, a lot of hard work that went into it. I was never really comfortable until Scott Housen told me I was, going to be here permanently, and that was when we were actually in San Jose after the Christmas break. So, up until that point, I was always on my toes, wondering if today would be the day I was sent back. But obviously that day never came, which I was pretty thankful for.
Hey, this guy's numbers are pretty good. On the road, 8-7-1, including 4 shutouts. 2.08, Joe. These numbers speak for themselves, and the reason why this team is in 6th spot in the Western Conference.
And I've told you 1,000 times, don't exaggerate. Not half of Oakville will be here. A couple of your neighbors will be here. But
everybody's his neighbor.
Well, they just live around the corner from him.
And down the street.
Well, that too. But the other thing about this young kid has really been his poise. And you saw it at the World Juniors last year. He had to go through some adversity this year, as he alluded to, as far as his knee is concerned, and not really knowing whether he was going to be here long term as when he did come up. But he did get his break. He's taken the bull by the horns and run with it, and he's done a marvelous job of getting where he has to be. But he is very cool, calm, and collected, like Carey Price. Same kind of motif in the net. He's a big kid. He spreads out well, and he certainly plays exceptionally well.
All right, let's go to headline number 3, and that is solving costly errors inside their own zone. The Leafs victimized often in the first period against Buffalo. It wasn't entirely Justin Pogge's fault, and they worked on this in practice yesterday, Mark, and that is boxing out and making things very difficult for those who want to come near the slot.
Oh, absolutely. If you're going to give your goaltender any support, you got to give him a chance and not allow backdoor plays and easy tapping goals to occur. And you could see the Leafs against Buffalo in their own end, they seem to be a step behind. And when you're playing like that, you're not eliminating time and space, and that is the worst thing that can happen to you in the National Hockey League. They improved as the game went on, but give Buffalo credit. They came hard on the forecheck. They really pressured those Leaf D. As a result, they're moving the puck quicker than they wanted to, turning it over. It was coming right back at Justin Pogge. In the first period, he didn't seem prepared for it. He obviously adjusted in the second and third. But if the Leafs are going to gain any success, they've really got to improve in those areas.
Tom Watt had a great line. He said, jump to check. Jump to check. And as soon as you start to think, that split second gives them time and space. And I think that's one of the key integral parts of any good defensive zone coverage is reacting quickly, jump to check, make sure you take away the time and space, and by doing that, you make them hurry and do things they don't want to do at that time. And if you do that, your defensive zone coverage will break down what they're trying to do offensively.
Joe Bowen, thank you for joining us down here. We're going to send you upstairs. We know you got to prep for tonight's game that you'll see right here on Leafs TV.
Long now. He has to work.
Okay, I promise we'll only keep him for a short time. We're going to take a quick break here as we get counting down to Justin Pogge's back-to-back start for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Perhaps the Boo Birds will not have as much to say this evening. The Columbus Blue Jackets GM will be joining us after a quick break. Andy Petrillo will speak with him and much more after this.